Hey guys, Gaijin Hunter here, and I hope you're as excited as I am, but we just got the scans of the first issue of Famitsu, which is our major gaming magazine here in Japan. And this is the first time that we've actually had an article on the most recently announced game, Monster Hunter Cross. So this is going to be exciting. We'll see what type of new news is in here. This thing just came out. I mean, it's Thursday here in Japan, so I've only just skimmed it over, so we're going to be kind of experiencing this together. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. What I'm going to do here on my channel is every Thursday, if there's news on Monster Hunter Cross like this, I think I'm going to use the same format and we can read it together and have a lot of fun. I speak Japanese, so I can read the article and I can help bring maybe a little bit more info than just looking at pretty pictures. So let's zoom in here. So this is just the front page, so there's not really any big news here. This section here is just talking about Monster Hunter is a really famous game in Japan, and everyone really loves it. But taking the know-how that they have from the series, and then trying to do something new, they've come up with Monster Hunter Cross, which is a brand new type of hunting action game that fans of the series are going to absolutely love, as well as action game fans as well. We got these crazy styles and moves here, which they'll go over in the next pages. This is kind of funny. It's just saying, unleashing a new style of hunting action. That's cool. Now, I noticed that there were some people actually on YouTube that were mentioning, oh, I didn't really see blood in the video, but here we clearly see blood effects, so whoever that was worrying about it, I don't think you need to be worried anymore. And this is kariwaza. This is the word for the super skill that you have, so that's going to be cool. Then 4 new main monsters, and we've got all 4 of those guys. New equipment, of course, and Madona Village. Now, Beruna is how it's said in Japanese. I have no idea what they'll do for English when and if they localize this game, but Beruna is how it's pronounced. And a new field or map. So this is the prehistoric area that they were showing off. So let's go to the next page here. Okay, now just look at this page. Like, if you can't get excited, I'm blown away. Okay, and this is the next page, and oh my god, I mean, look at all this. This is just crazy. So let's just take this in steps. So we have up here on top the super skill section, and then we have the hunting styles. So judging, I mean, it's kind of interesting they give more of the page to the super skills than the hunting styles. So let's go through and find out exactly what these are finally. I'm going to zoom in here. So this is the super skill. So all this is saying is that there's a super skill for every single weapon in the game. And before you go into a hunt, the very first thing that you're going to do is choose which super skill you bring in with you. There's ones that do a lot of damage. There's ones that buff you. There's ones that even heal hunters around you. There's all the sorts of different types that you can choose from. And of course, this is just saying, depending on which super skill you bring into the hunt, it's going to change the way that you approach the monster. And because the effects of every special super skill is different, it really does affect the way that you approach each monster. By combining this with the hunting styles written down below, you can really enjoy mixing and matching the combinations. So this is saying that there is super skills for all 14 weapons, and that's right, all 14 weapons. That kanji right there means all, which means we are not going to be seeing tonfas in this game, or they're just not announcing it. But that means all, so 14 types, guys. I'm kind of happy. I mean, the tonfas are cool, but Freedom Unite sort of needs its own thing, and they didn't really see them balanced to me anyways. So this is a great sword. So this is that buff technique that we saw in the reveal trailer. So that's not a style, that's a super skill. We've got that cool charge attack from the longsword. We've got that circular attack from the sword and shield. Now this is the weapon that people thought may have been Tonfa's, but they weren't. So this is dual blades, and this is the one where he kind of jumped back and did a spinning slash, and then jumped forward and did a spinning slash. So this is dual blades. Then we have the lance and the crazy charge that they were showing in the reveal trailer, as well as gun lance and that weird like explosion flamethrower like attack. And here to the right we've got the super swing from the hammer, that crazy triple swing as well for the hunting horn. We've got the new elemental burst for the switch axe. That crazy new diagonal hit for the charge blade. That like area of effect healing attack that they did with the insect glaive. The buff arrow that they did with the bow. We still don't know what this buff is, but it's definitely probably a buff. Light bowgun, and I'm not sure actually what they're doing here with light bowgun. I've never seen this before. And then heavy bowgun. So this is the one where it was almost like a supernova charge shot. So these are pretty cool. Okay, then finally going down here, where it's going over the hunting styles. So there's 4 different styles to choose from that really help bring personality to the action. Just so you guys know, it's not 4 styles for every single weapon. It's 4 base styles, and then after you choose your weapon, you choose which one. So it's going to be the same pattern of 4 no matter which weapon you're using. So it says, yeah, it's got 4 major hunting styles that all the weapons can choose from. There's ones that allow you to master the air. There are ones that allow you to take risky situations and turn them into opportunities. And there's all different types of play styles that affect the way that you play. So style number 1 here, they're showing the example of it with the light bowgun. So that wasn't heavy, that was light in the reveal. So the light bowgun, so this style, I'm just gonna call it the aerial style. So this is a style of hunting in which it gives your hunter the ability to do these crazy jump attacks that are really high and go over monsters, and not only that, but also attack them as well. Style 2 is really interesting. I'm going to call this the legacy style. So what this is saying is that for people who want to not change their moveset, but just enjoy the same action that they've been used to in the series, they can choose this play style, and they'll be able to hunt like they've always been able to. But it's not that it doesn't get a buff. They said take a look at these pictures and you'll notice, like with the sword and shield here, that the weapon's colors actually changed in each one. So you're saying depending, for each of the weapons, when you choose this legacy style, there are special new characteristics and elements that are added to that weapon. So we're not sure exactly what that means for every weapon, but it looks pretty cool. Sword and shield, I'm not sure whether or not this is sort of like a hone blade, like you can choose attack or life or defense or something, but I think it's pretty cool. In style 3, this is I'm going to call this the ultra skill style. So this is just saying, focus on the super skill that you have. So this is a style that takes that super skill and just buffs it to like extreme degrees. So what the right here is saying, unleash a wild, crazy attack. If you know you're going into a hunt in which you're going to be utilizing your super skill, why not go with this play style, which then makes it even more powerful. Then playstyle 4, this is the technical one that Tsujimoto-san was hinting about at the stage event. And it's not really clear what it is, but it says, take a risky situation and turn it into an opportunity. So this is in the reveal trailer. We saw this really quick, almost counterattack that the dual blades did that actually had invincibility frames that you can jump through and then hit the Rathalos as he was breathing a fireball in your face. And that's pretty much what it's saying here, Rathalos is breathing a fireball at you. How do you take a situation like that and turn it into a chance for you? So it'll be interesting to learn more about this style. And down here is just a comment actually from Tsujimoto-san. He's not actually the producer on this, but he is the series producer. And he's just mentioning the same stuff that the other pages have been talking about, saying that, Monster Hunter in Japan just went through their 10th anniversary last year. So they wanted to create something that was a little bit different and take a new approach at the hunting action. And that's why they decided to make Monster Hunter Cross. So the focus for this game is really being able to find your own style and an action system in which you're able to feel exhilarating, it feels cool and fun, but also personalized. So, very cool. Then here on the right, they're just showing off concept art for the new, I think, starting weapons and armor. So this is called the Beruda series. I think it has to do with Beruna, the village, so Beruda would be the name of the series. So these are always nice to see. It almost, kind of sets the theme, right? I like this design. It's really cute. It kind of reminds me of the Kechawacha colors. but feels a little bit different. Okay, here we are in the next sheet, and oh man, look at this. So they're actually going to give us information on the 4 flagship monsters. So let's go through this. This is going to be fun. Zoom up. Okay, we'll start out with this guy, which is kind of like the T-Rex like kind of guy. So it says 4 main monsters. So the main series has always had a flagship monster, but for this game we're going with 4 flagship monsters. Let's take a look at how cool they are. So this is the first one. So they're just calling him main monster number 1. So this is a fanged beast monster. So I won't read this. I'll just tell you what they're talking about. They're saying his characteristics, he's got a really long body, and his tail is shaped almost like a sword, and it's as long as his body. And if you notice, it has a form change 1 and form change 2. So when he actually takes his tail and he sharpens it in his mouth, you'll notice that it changes color. So there's some type of weird mechanic he's got where he bites and sharpens his tail and changes the characteristics of what those attacks can do, which is pretty nuts. So he's a really heavy hitter. He's got a nice spiky hard shell, and he slams his tail down like crazy and spits fireballs at you. So this guy's going to be a pretty big powerhouse. I think he's going to be a hard hitter. And here we go. This is flagship monster number 2. So this is the more, I think, flashy thunder-like monster, which they're saying is thunder. So they really didn't give any much details about how he fights. All they said was that, taken by his design, he's very sleek, he's very sharp. You can expect him to fight in a way that really utilizes that part of his body, and that his headpiece is something to really look for. So this is going to play some big role in the way it attacks and the things that it can do. What exactly that is, we don't know. Like, we know that he can bite his tail and change the characteristics of his tail, but we don't know what's going on with this guy's head. But it looks like it's going to be a pretty big deal. So this is going to be a fun monster, really fast and furious, I think. And here we go. This is flagship number 3 and flagship number 4. And look at that guy, huh? Was it the Popodrome that everyone's calling him? So let's zoom in here just a little bit. We don't want to lose the resolution, but so this is a fanged beast monster. So out of the 4 flagship monsters, this is the biggest one of them all. Just like you can tell from the illustration, this guy has absolutely massive size. They also said if you look at his head, it looks like he almost has like an armored helmet on. So I think his head is going to be really hard and going to be really hard to break as well. This is interesting as well. This is actually his nose. They're saying, one of his striking features is his long nose. So maybe he uses that to fling snowballs at you and stuff. Who knows? It almost looks like an elephant, huh? It's pretty cool. So yeah, it's just saying that he uses his entire body as a weapon. So he can break the ground and jump at you and do really big attacks. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how he utilizes that nose, huh? This is a pretty cool monster. I like it. I love the size and the scale on this thing. I kind of wonder how that jumping style is going to go with him. Like, can you actually jump over him? That would be one heck of a vault, wouldn't it? I guess we'll start here at the bottom. So this is I guess sea wyvern. I don't know the English terms. I apologize. So this is a monster that's supposed to be very elegant and very sleek, and kind of a leviathan, I guess might be the right word. Okay, then it's saying that it does have 2 major interesting attacks. One, they're saying if you look at its claws here, it's actually pretty unique in design. So they said that there's probably a really special attack that it does to utilize this. And its second characteristic is these bubbles that it shoots out. So this is really interesting. They said that they literally are like bubbles. Um, so they said check out the right bubble here. So if you get hit by his bubble attacks, it looks like they get stuck on you, and you get either slippery or slimy. It looks like a new bubble blight, I guess we'll call it for now. So cool monster, huh? Okay, and this is the final page. So this is covering the new base camp, the new gathering hall, the new map, and new monsters. So let's take this in pieces as well. Okay, so this top part is just talking about your new base camp. So this is set high up in the hills, in the mountainous region. So it's very green, very naturistic, which is nice. And again, this is called Madona Village. And it has everything that you would expect, like a quest counter or an armory, your own home, and all the other normal stuff. So of course, there's also the felines. They're going to be there as well, and they're going to have obviously very supporting roles that they're going to have. Yes, and down here, I don't know whether or not a Mufa is actually a name of an animal, or I'm just ignorant. Um, but they look like alpacas, but they're saying this is called the village Mufa. And it says, they live in and around Madona Village. And apparently there's some girl here who has a Mufa that she uses to cater around and move around the cats. So I think they're actually like hinting that this might be like the granddaughter, or she's related to the feline woman from the Frontier Village. I think it was here. There was that feline woman that was here. So I think she has a relationship with her. So that'll be interesting. And this is just a picture of the different people that are in and around Madona Village. So these are just, people are going to be helping you during your quest. It almost has like a Heidi type of feeling. It's really bizarre. This like almost like scout-like feeling, like we're going out, guys. But it's interesting. Then this is the Gathering Hall. So where I thought in the trailer that this was not built up, and maybe when it builds up later on, it becomes that. It's actually not. So next to Madona Village is the Gathering Hall area, and that's this village-like area. So this is where you can go to the quest counter and, hunt different things. Okay, so there's nothing really here that isn't horribly new to the series. They're just showing off the different facilities and talking about the guild and the guild quest counter people. And they also said, just like the name implies, there's lots of things that encompass the name cross. And one of the things they're doing is crossing with the past series of the games. So they said it's not clear yet where in the game, what the timing is going to be, but you are going to be able to unlock different villages to travel to. So we have the village from Monster Hunter. We have the one from Freedom Unite, which in Japan was Monster Hunter Portable 2nd. Then we have the almost Japanese themed one from Monster Hunter Portable 3rd. So these are going to be a lot of fan favorites. I think people are going to really enjoy those. Okay, and down here they're just showing off some concept art for the new map that they're revealing, which is this kind of Jurassic forest-like area. So it's got lush forest, large vegetation and trees, mysterious mines that you can go into. And this is a picture of what looks like the base camp. So it's nice. I like it. I mean, it fits in the theme, and they're giving a hint here that this is home to the almost the dinosaur T-Rex looking like guy, which we already know from the reveal trailer. I mean, that's where he was. So this is a new smaller monster called Nimocetos. I have no idea what they're going to call that in English, but this is a new carnivore that feeds off the trees. Unfortunately, they don't have any information except the fact that it's got a long neck, and it's got a large body. And one of the things that they're hinting here is that while they're kind of, vegetarians and they seem very docile, it does look like you can probably piss them off and get them going at you. So I think that's why they have that hard head, so they can run in and hit you really hard. And here we just have some, pictures of some new like vegetation and stuff. So this tells me that there's probably going to be new items in this game because they're showing new things and new gathering spots. So this is pretty exciting news if you ask me. And there you have it, guys. So just a really quick recap. So Monster Hunter Cross coming in winter 2015. This is for the 3DS, not only the new 3DS, but all 3DSs as well. It's got new super skills that you can choose from that kind of define the way that you approach each hunt. There's 4 classic styles that you can choose from. One is a mounting style, one is the legacy style, one is a style that really buffs up your super skill, and the other one seems to be some type of technical style. We've got 4 flagship monsters this time. We've got this big boy who likes to take his sword-like tail, kind of grind it on his mouth, and then use that to slap you really hard and attack you with it and shoot fireballs. We then also, so this is the fire monster. Then we have our thunder monster, which is this really sleek, fast dragon with a nice characteristic head, and we'll be looking forward to see how he uses that. Then we have our ice monster, which is this giant woolly mammoth-like thing with a very long nose and an armored head. And then we have our water monster as well, which is this. And then we have our water monster as well that has a new status ailment, which is kind of like a bubble blight. So that should be very cool. And finally, we're showing off details on Madona Village and the different people that are there, the Mufa and the felines, the new Gathering Hall area, which is right next door, the fact that there's 3 other villages from past games that you can go to, and a new field, which they're not naming it yet, but it looks to be a prehistoric field filled with all sorts of new small monsters and vegetation and items together as well. I hope you look forward to more news. Down here, this is neat. They're saying that they're 60% done with development. Now this number is kind of arbitrary. You don't know exactly what that means. But it sounds like they're pushing forward and this thing's coming out this winter for no problem here in Japan. So we'll look forward to more news. Happy hunting, guys.